Look at the iconic New York City skyline. What if I told you the history of this metropolis begins not with the British, but with the Dutch? We're talking about New Amsterdam, a gritty, multicultural and commercial trading post founded in 1624 on the southern tip of Manhattan. The Dutch Golden Age was defined by trade and exploration, and North America was their newest frontier for furs and shipping. The main thesis is this: New York's relentless commercial spirit, its tolerance, and its incredibly diverse population were all built on this pragmatic Dutch foundation where profit and commerce always came first. The colony was run not by a king or a parliament, but by the powerful Dutch West India Company. The tough, pragmatic director who ran it all was Petrus Stuyvesant. He was stern, but he maintained order. New Amsterdam became a true melting pot. They welcomed people from various backgrounds: Jews, Walloons, Africans, because they all helped make money. This created a culture of tolerance and diversity decades before many other North American colonies had even considered it. You are surrounded by the Dutch legacy. Think about the names you use every day. Brooklyn comes from Brooklyn, Harlem from Harlem, and the Bowery from Bowery, meaning farm. That commercial spirit created a barrier called the Wall against indigenous tribes and English expansion. That wall became Wall Street. This is where the famous legend of the Purchase of Manhattan comes from, a simple transaction that became legend. The reported value of the goods exchanged was only about 60 Dutch guilders, or roughly $1,100 in today's money. A story often misunderstood, but one that demonstrates the extremely pragmatic, low-cost Dutch approach to acquiring land. However, a darker side of this pragmatic trade was the introduction of the first enslaved Africans to the colony in 1626. This labor was essential for building the colony's infrastructure and supporting the commercial economy. It cemented the fact that from its founding, New York's relentless growth was tied directly to profit, often at a human cost. The ultimate fate? In 1664, the English showed up, demanding surrender, and easily took control. The Dutch briefly recaptured the city, but the English were persistent, and a negotiation was needed. The Dutch ultimately traded New York away permanently in 1674 for the sole permanent possession of Suriname in South America. They decided a profitable sugar-producing colony was more valuable than a gritty, remote trading post like New York. But while the name changed, the spirit did not. New York's hustle and its immense focus on commerce were all Dutch gifts to the future United States.